everyone, my name is Alberto Ugalina, and this would be my final teaching or final demo for my subject from Ed114 Principles and Methods of Teaching 2. So this would be my final examination for this semester, and I hope you like it. Hello, good morning grade 8 students. How are you today? How's your experience so far in our first face-to-face classes? Well, that's good to know. I know that you are all excited to learn new things in English, but before that, let's start a day with a prayer. And may I press everyone to please stand and let us bow our hands, open our hearts to the Lord, and pray.
Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for every heartbeat and every breath. Please forgive me for the times that I fall. And thank you that you are Waymaker, Miracle Worker, Promise Keeper, Light in the darkness.
So before anything else, I just have a few reminders. And first, listen very well and discussion. Second, be active in the class. Third, do not make any noise. And lastly, always follow our health protocols. And that is to always wear your mask or face mask. Sanitize your hands and observe social distancing. Are we clear? Okay. So now I am going to check your attendance. Just say present and raise your right hand if your name is called. So everyone is here today. Okay, that's great. Okay. I'm so happy today that you are all present. And to begin with, let's have a review of your previous lessons, which is all about primary and secondary source of information. So, what is primary source of information? Yes. And of course, what is secondary source of information? Very good class. You have a great memorizing skills. Now, if you really understand our previous lesson, let us have a short activity. And raise the sun. If you think the object that I am holding is primary source of information, and raise the clouds if you think that the answer will be a secondary source of information. Okay, did you understand, class? So, scrapbook. What do you think the answer? Okay, of course, son, because scrapbook is a primary source of information. Next, we have encyclopedia. Mm-hmm. So, clouds. Yes, correct. Because this is, encyclopedia is a second source of information. Correct, correct. Next we have dictionary. Dictionary is? Okay, you're right, son, because dictionary is primary source of information. You're right. Last, we have diploma. What do you think the answer? Is it sun for a primary source of information or clouds for secondary source of information? Diploma is? Of course, sun. Primary source of information. Very good, class. Your memory is excellent, and I'm so happy that you're all able to recall all our previous lessons. And because of that, I'll give you a double thumbs up. Okay, congratulations for still uh, remember our previous lessons. Okay, now that we are done reviewing our previous lessons, let me now present to you the learning objectives of our discussion for today. So let's us all read the objectives. Okay, first. Mm-hmm. Yes, miss. Yes, define sentences. Define sentences, of course, we will know here what the sentence is all about, what would be sentences in our education, or what would be a great help for all of you. Next, we have. Okay, Mr. Yes. Yes, to identify steps and strategies in synthesizing. Of course, we will know later on the steps and strategies in synthesizing. Next, we have, okay, familiarize with the strategies in making synthesis. Yes. And lastly, we have, okay, synthesis, essential information found in various sources. Of course, synthesizing, we will found it in various sources, and let's see if we will find it later on. Okay, since because since everyone is now eager to have this class or this discussion, because I know already our learning objectives. I know that you are all excited to learn new things in English. So today is Tuesday, June 21, 2022. As usual, during this time of the year, we experience rain and thunderstorm, and but there are still days when the sun is as high up and makes the weather warm. So for that reason, there are still some people that wanted to go to the beach, and are you one of them? Oh, don't worry. You can still go and visit beach, and just make sure you do it under sun, not sunny weather, not in the thunderstorm. Okay, okay. You know what, class? I know a family who is in the process of planning to visit a beach here in our province. Actually, I have a copy of their conversation. I know you are all excited for me to share with you. But before that, and let me ask, read the guide questions first. Okay. Well, these are the guide questions for this four simple questions. There's just guide questions. First is, what is the conversations all about? Okay, Miss, you can please read the next one. Yes, of course. From the conversation, who are the sources of information? Next, we have, are there any differences between and among the information shared by the two sources? If yes, what are they? Okay. Number four. Yes. I am sorry. Number five. Okay. Okay. Six. Okay. Thank you. Now that you already know the guide questions, let us meet the Ramos family, who is planning to for their vacation trip. This is Aling Marie. This is Mang Wan, and this is Lola Marwing, and the beautiful princess of the family, Mara. Okay. Okay. I would like to ask some volunteers or volunteer to please read the following. Okay. Ramos family is planning for their vacation trip, but Lola Maring is suddenly feeling under the water. That's why she asked Mara to listen to her parents' conversation. Ramos family planning of vacation trip. Scene 1. Mara is just listening to the conversation. Aling Maring. Summer is over, but we haven't gone to a vacation. So I want to ask to spend the weekend on a trip. Although the rain pours and thunders rolls in the afternoon, I think it's not too late for us to visit a beach here in Pangasinan. Mangwan. That's a good idea. I want to go to the beach too. It's been so long since the last time. Aside from that, there are days when the weather is hot. I think you're right. We're not too late to bat ourselves in the ocean. Aling Marie. You think so? Okay. There's a place in my mind that I want to see. I think we should go to Abagatanan Beach because I hear that the view there is very stunning and there's a lot of exciting activities to do. What do you say? Mangwan. Hmm. Why go somewhere for when we have a world-class beach here? Let's go to 100 Islands. The view there is very stunning and there's a lot of exciting activities to do. Aling Marie. Yes, you're right about that. 100 Islands is a really nice place to visit for our vacation trip. But we've been there last year, so I want to try some other tourist destination here in Pangasinan. Scene 2. Lola Marie. Mara, are they done talking? Mara. Yes, Lola. Lola Marie. Tell me what happened. Mara. Both of them wanted to visit the beach. Papa suggested the 100 Islands while Mama suggested the Abagadanan Beach in Agno. They were able to give their own reasons, but it's decided that we will go to Abagadan this weekend. Lola Marie. Is that so? But how about you? If you were to choose the beach that we will visit, what would it be? Mara. As I listen to their conversation, I hear different information. If I will decide based on their explanation, I think I will also go with Abagatanan Beach. Well, my point is, 100 Islands has a world-class beauty. Abagatanan Beach has also something to offer. Since we've been to 100 Islands last year, I think it's good to visit a new place. The end. Ramos family decided to go to Abagatanan Beach. They came up with the idea by planning together and by sharing the ideas to one another. This is an example of shared decision. Thank you. I'll give you another example. When your mother does not know what to cook for dinner, if it is sinigang or adobo, she will ask all the members of the family, of course, to choose from the options. And if the majority answer would be adobo, for sure she will cook adobo for dinner. Am I right? Yes. This is also the case when your parents are called in high school to attend PTA meetings because they also have to share their ideas and opinions on important matters so that they have and the school can come up with a shared decision. So as you can see, class, sharing your ideas and opinions has its positive effect. It helps people around you and to decide on matters easily. And it is also allows you to participate in meaningful decision. And now let's go back to the Ramos family. Uh, they are still planning to go to the beach afternoon, despite the occurrence of thunderstorm every afternoon. And speaking of thunderstorm, did you know that it is an electrical storm and it is very dangerous? There's actually one 12-year-old girl from San Carlos, Pangasinan, who was struck by the lightning of thunderstorm in 20th day of May 2022. The girl was just showering in the rain, and but she was struck by the lightning, and her body was covered with wounds. and they tried to take her to the hospital, but she was declared dead on arrival. So this is a very sad story, and we don't want to experience this, and that's why I am going to share you some tips on what to do during thunderstorm. Number one, don't use or touch electronic outlets and cell phones. Number two, and uh, do not go under the tall trees or swim at the water. And number three, go inside your house when you're here at thunder or see lightning. Uh-huh. Number four, stay indoors at least 30 minutes after you last hear the thunder. And of course, please keep safe. Now let's try to answer the guide questions about the Ramos family. And number one question is, what is the conversation all about? Yes, yes, you're correct. It is all about planning a vacation trip of Ramos family. Yes. Number two. Okay. Yes, the source of information are Aling Marie and Mangwan, of course. Number four. I'm sorry. Number three. Mm-hmm. Yes, there is. Aling Marie and Mangwan both wanted to go to the beach. Yes. Are they differences between and among the information shared by the two sources? If yes, what are they? Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Please. Yes, of course. Mm-hmm. Because Mangwan wanted to go to the 100 Islands, and while Aling Marie wanted to go to Abacadan Beach, and they tried to other destination in Pangasinan. And number five, what is the overall point of the conversation? Yes. Oh, yes. We are going to visit Abagatanan Beach to try other tourist destination in, of course, in our province, Pangasinan. And lastly, we have what? Okay. Uh-huh. Of course, she combined the ideas of her mother and the father in order to make an overall point of the discussion. So that's all for our guide question for the story of Ramos family. Okay, let's proceed to discussing new concept and practicing new ideas. So, what Mara did when she was able to make a overall point by combining two information is from different sources is what we call synthesizing. Okay, here's the concept. Okay, here's the concept why I'm telling you the story of Ramos family. What Mara did when she was able to make an overall point by combining two information from different sources is what we call synthesizing. Okay, synthesizing simply means combining instead of summarizing the main points of each source, and in turn you put together the ideas and finding of multiple choices in order to make an overall point. So okay, source 1 plus source 2 plus personal ideas and observation is equal to synthesized idea. Okay, synthesizing different from summarizing. Okay, synthesizing is different from summarizing because summarizing is just identifying the key points. You're just restating the main points using different words, while synthesizing is the combination of information from multiple sources. Okay? And synthesizing is one of the most challenging reading strategies for students. And as it requires multiple skills and strategies. So synthesizing is like putting a puzzle together. You have to sort out your thinking and put it in the right place. So also synthesizing is like a baking cake. It's like baking cake. All different parts mix together become a whole new thing. All right. Why do we need to put the pieces of information together anyway? Yes. Yes, very good. Synthesizing is really fun. And that's why I prepared here the two different strategies of synthesizing in order for you to be able to make your own synthesis. Okay? Okay, first strategies of synthesizing is Venn diagram. Okay. Venn diagram is an illustration that uses circles. This is an effective method to record facts about two topics. And at the most basic level, this involves looking for similarities and differences between or among your sources. So let's go back to with our guide question. Our topic is all about the Ramos family. They are planning for vacation trip, right? Okay. The sources of information are Marie and Mangwan. And the similarities are wanted to go to the beach, right? They wanted to go to the beach, but while their difference is that Aling Marie wants to go to Abagatanin Beach, while Mangwan wanted to go to Hundred Islands. So here's the Venn diagram. So as you can see, Aling Marie is the source A, and Mangwan is the source B. Of course, Aling Marie wants to go to the beach of wants to go to Apagatanan Beach, while Mangwan wants to go to Hundred Islands. And of course, the similarity is what they both wanted to go to the beach. Okay. Okay. And the next topic would be, our next strategies of synthesizing is the rest method. Now that you already know one strategy and synthesizing, I'll give you another. And again, this is rest method. Rest method. First is R, the letter R from rest. Read two different sources about the two topic or record ideas. Number Letter E is edit notes and combine concepts that are similar. And letter S is synthesize by combining notes with what you already know about the topic. And letter T is think about your new ideas and connect them to what you already know. Not now that you already know that strategies, I'll give you example. Okay. Example, Marvin is in the 10th grade and he was given the opportunity to choose if he wanted to take a face-to-face class or modular class in the next school year. But Marvin house is very far from their school. And for sure that the fare in the vehicle will be really expensive, so he asked his two friends, Anna and Bea, for an advice. So the advice of Bea, of course, it is better if we try the face-to-face class because we will learn more, we'll be able to understand the lesson more because of the teacher's presence. But if you really can't afford, you should be practical. Then you should choose modular print to save money or to save some money. For Bea, the Marvin's neighbor, it is better if we really choose the modular frame because our house is really far from our school and the vehicle fare is very expensive. Besides, the lesson in face-to-face class is just the same on modular print. Here's the synthesis. Face-to-face class is a better way of learning and the students will be able to understand the lesson more because of teachers' assistance. However, if a student lacks financial sources for his transportation, learning through modular can also be good option, right? Okay. So how to write, next we have how to write synthesis. So how to write synthesis, of course now you already know the strategies, let us know and learn on how to write synthesis. First is identify identify the appropriate text to use. Of course, we should know, we should be appropriate on our text to use and identifying sentences. Number two is read the sources carefully in relation to your purpose. Of course, we should read the sources carefully in relation to our purpose. We should be authentic on our sources, of course. And number three is think about the connection among the various sources. Of course, we if we are going to to write sentences, we should also connect among the various sources. And number four, develop an overall point of or conclusion to serve as the organizing thesis of your synthesis. Of course, an overall point that will serve organizing thesis of your synthesis. And number five, develop a plan or in presenting the various parts of the information in a unified way, or just like what we have example, the Venn diagram. Provide the first draft of the synthesis. Okay, of course we should have a draft first. And number seven, document the source of your information, of course. And number eight, revise the draft. Okay, revise the draft. Of course, the draft should be concise after drafting. Of course, we have to revise it in a good and best outcome of your synthesis. And okay, after revising the draft, and that's all. You have already wrote your synthesis. And did you get it, class? Do you have any question or clarification? Okay. Very good. You understand our discussion very well. So, to sum up our discussion, what is synthesis and what are the strategies in synthesizing? Yes. Yes, yes, very well said. You really listened very well to our discussion. So, since you already know the steps of on how to write sentences, please do the following activity. Sentences two different sources. Use the rubric as your guide. Here's your excuse me. Task one. Let's synthesize clouds and their formation. Source A, clouds can be used to protect weather because different types of clouds signal different kinds of weather. They are made with ice crystal and they usually appear before a storm. Ice formation can be drastically reduce effectiveness of airfalls and may destroy the control of an aircraft. The source B, clouds form from water in the sky. The water evaporates from the ground and move from other areas. Clouds form when an area of air becomes cooler until the water vapor condenses to liquid form. At the point, the air is said to be saturated with vapor. Okay, synthesize essential information. The criteria is here, or I mean rubric as your guide. So that's it for your task one. So next is for your activity one, sequencing steps. So for direction, arrange the following step logically and synthesis writing from numbers 1 to 8. All you need to do is raise the number when you think it is correct number. Okay, here is letter A. Revise the draft, paying particular attention to the transition that tie the various parts of the sentences together into the overall coherence of the presentation. Document the source of your information using appropriate parenthetical reference or footnote method. Write the first draft of the sentences. Read the sources carefully in relation to your purpose. Identify the appropriate text to use. Think about the connection among the various sources. Based on the pattern of connection you have seen among the various sources, develop an overall point or conclusion to serve as the organizing thesis of your synthesis. And last is develop a plan for presenting the various parts of the information in a unified way. I'll give you time for you to arrange it from 1 to 8 and this. this activity. This is sequencing steps. Okay, this is only for our numbers 1 to 8. Okay, your answer number A is what number? Number? We got it right. Number 8. Okay, the answer for number 8 is 8. Number 7 is, number B, letter B is 7. Number C is number 6. Number, letter D is 2. Letter E is 1. Letter 3 is F. G H 4 and H is 5. So the answer for number 1 is letter A. For A is number 8. For letter B, 7. And C is 6. D and 2. E 1. F 3. G 4. And last for letter H is 5. So for activity number 2, fact or bluff, raise the fact if the statement is correct and raise the bluff if it is not. Synthesis occurs when you read information about single topic from multiple sources to form a complete and accurate idea and opinion about the topic.
So,
That is
so,
number 2.
at the ulit.
To draw conclusion, look closely at the fiction and combine them with inference you make.
Fact.
3. Consider what you already know that could apply your own experience and common sense to decide what those facts mean. Um, Draw conclusion before synthesizing the information from the passage. 5. The easiest way to think about this is that each paragraph should discuss a few different sources and you should be able to condense the overall point of the paragraph into one sentence. And 6. Use active reading strategies such as asking questions. Number 7. Analyze the information from a variety of sources and make inferences about credibility, bias, and validity for each source. 8. Keep in mind that Venn diagrams really only work well with simple topics in comparison. And number 9 is document the sources of your information using an appropriate parenthetical reference or footnote method. And 10 is, in all 2 types, the result of synthesizing is an increase in knowledge for the reader. So for those who raise the fact and the bluff for 1 to 10, these are the answers. Okay. For those who got it, okay. Job well done. And for those who didn't get it, of course, there's always a time. Okay, there's always time to review. Let's have more examples sooner. Okay. Okay. Or let's have for you to understand it all, review our lessons first, okay? Or have more reading, have more reading on this synthesizing, on how to write, on how to make a synthesis. Okay, for your activity 3, look for another sources that supports the topic about student role in garbage disposal. So your task is to synthesize the details. Reminder, if browse in the internet, make sure that it's reliable and avoid plagiarism and paraphrase it first. Okay? Source 1A and source B. And since there's no time, this will serve as your assignment. Okay? For your activity 3, again, look for another source that supports the topic about students' role in garbage disposal. And your task is to synthesize the details. Reminder, if browse in the internet, make sure that it's reliable and avoid plagiarism. And paraphrase it first. So this is the source A, source B, the students' roles in garbage disposal. Okay, you're synthesizing essential information. So that's all for today. Congratulations, class. you learned another important thing today. And thank you for your active participation. Goodbye, guys, and take care.